Fullwood, and welcome to my Interpersonal Communications Project for Liberty University Human Services 508. Next slide. Stewart defines interpersonal communication as a form of communication that happens when the people involved talk and listen in ways that increase the presence of the personal. Stewart also defines a good listener as someone who is mindful of the wide array of listening techniques. Next slide. In regards to my overarching goal, the intent of my Christian communication is to edify and build others up. I also strive to speak the truth in love, without judging or accusing or attacking. By doing this, I can eliminate evil and negative communications. Next slide. My goal is to move closer to level 2 listening in order to have deeper and more satisfying relationships. Next slide. My personal definition of enlarging the conversation involves understanding the manner in which I communicate and understanding what my strengths are and areas that I still need to work on. Learning new and better ways to communicate are the foundations upon which this course is built. Next slide. As part of the coursework for this class, I was required to take the Discovery Communication Skills Test. I scored an 80 out of 100. My score indicates that I am an excellent communicator and a good listener. Even though I am considered to be a good listener, there's always room for improvement. Next slide. According to Carbonell, my personality type is SC or CS. My personality type describes me as being reserved, passive, and a great friend and a listener to those who know me. My communication style has provided great insight into how I respond in communication situations. Next slide. My profile provides a clear understanding of my personality and why I tend to avoid confrontations. This information will help me devise strategies to make my communication more effective. Next slide. Some negative qualities revealed in my personality profile is that I tend to be too submissive and I take a long time making important decisions. I will work on increasing my energy level and enthusiasm when completing tasks. I also care more than I should about the opinions of others. Next slide. My profile revealed many positive qualities in my communication style. I am a problem solver, and I possess a strong sense of right and wrong. I enjoy volunteering, and I also enjoy helping the less fortunate. Next slide. A barrier to my intercommunication style is pretending to listen to please the speaker. To avoid this communication pitfall, I need to listen from the heart and demonstrate through verbal and nonverbal cues that I am completely engaged and listening to the speaker. Next slide. I need to control the impulse to stereotype and give others the opportunity to be known as individuals and not letting past experiences filter into present situations. Next slide. Internal distractions or noise pollution can interfere with my ability to be a good listener. Instead of listening, I am concerned about what others think about my personal appearance. Feeling stressed and preoccupied about completing tasks has the tendency to lower the quality of my listening. Next slide. External distractions, like interruptions, distract me and decrease my willingness to think properly and listen properly. I need to concentrate on concentrating. I will work on resisting and succumbing to the distractions that happen around me. Next slide. With continuous and regular practice, I can train myself to ignore noise pollution and distractions. If I know in advance about a training or a workshop, I can prepare myself by establishing my own point of view. I will then be prepared to listen actively and energetically. Next slide. In order to implement my new communication techniques, I first must acknowledge my old way of communicating is not working for me. I need to avoid communication traps such as judging others and planning what I will say next. I need to set aside my own need to be right and focus on the concerns of others. Next slide. I will control my feelings rather than allowing others to control my responses. I will strive to be more outgoing rather than being predictably cautious and calculating. My goal is to be more adaptable and flexible with my interactions with other people. Next slide. In summary, communication is a continuous and complicated process. Through this course, I have been able to make the connection between how I communicated in the past and how it has affected and shaped my identity and my thought processes. I plan to continue to implement and practice the new skills I have learned from this course. Thank you, and God bless.